Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Board YouTube channel for today's Pick and Roll live stream. We're here for Monday, November 25th, coming off of a fantastic week last week. We had 4 winning days in a row to end off the week. Really good profit last week. We had a tough start to the season, but we are 1 winning day away from going into the green on this season and all season long. We feel like the money and the picks have been in the right place. The results are starting to show for the props over here. For my co-host, PipsNBA. Pips, any word on the last week of betting? It was a great week on the show. Anything to say?
Yeah, just started trending in the right direction. We had good picks all the way. It was just a matter of time. So yeah, good to be bounced back. I think we are like even on the season, maybe like point zero something
Point zero
units up.
four
So
down,
yeah,
I
so
think. But we're
yeah,
right there. We're
right
right
there.
there. We're a winning day. Like I said, we're a winning day away from getting there. So let's hope to go and do that today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Please make sure you do hit that like button to support the show. It does go a long way to helping out with the content, helping out with the channel. If you're new to the channel, we're live here every weekday morning, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel. All right, guys, let's jump into the bets here. We got one right out the gate for those of you who catch live and those of you who also come to the show right away when we push live. We're going to the Clippers game against the Celtics because, Pips, you like something from this game already.
Yeah, this is great matchup for my guy, Christian
The
Zubat.
Godfather, Big Zoo.
Yeah. So this line moved on FanDuel like always, but it's available at 25 and a half on multiples outs there. So we'll look
This is
at
points plus
minus
rebounds, by the way.
120, point plus rebounds over 25 and a half, minus 120, minus 125s out there. Great matchup for Zubac in this one. If you take a look at, he is scoring most of his points in the paint. As we can see, he's scoring like 98% of his points in the paint. And Boston Celtics struggle with paint defense this season. They switch a lot on pick and rolls, and then they have like guys like Zubat posting up smaller players and scoring on them. They allow 10 most points in the post ups. They allow 8 most on the putbacks. Similar that players did a lot of damage. I'll just read some numbers. So Valanciunas, similar size to the Zubats. He had 21 points and rebounds in just 18 minutes of the bench. Then you have Mobley with 22 and 11, so 33 points and rebounds. Jacob, Jacob, I don't know.
Jakob
Porto,
Pertl.
yeah, at 47 points and rebounds. You watch that game, you can like attest the
Yep.
switching defense and cooking in post ups and inside overall against smaller players. All Capella had 27 points and rebounds. I will say Zubat is probably a way better offensive player than Capella, especially on post ups and using mismatches down there. All Valanciunas had 4 offensive rebounds, Mobley 6, Jacob 6, Capella 6. So putbacks will be there. Last night, Gobert had, I think, 8 offensive rebounds, 20 rebounds overall. Like the Boston's are struggling so far a lot against the great size inside. And if you take a look at this season, Zubac against teams that are outside top 10 point paint defenses crushing this line. Over this line, all but one game, average 30.5 points and rebounds. Yeah, this is just looking like a great spot to bet on Zubac. It will be Harden pick and roll, Harden Zubac pick and roll game, probably the most of the game. When they switch, Harden will feed Ivica. If Harden is taking step back threes or mid range shots, Zubac will be down there to grab the rebounds, to grab offensive putbacks, and yeah, this is just a perfect matchup for Ivica Zubac. Also, Celtics are on back to back, so I think Clippers should stick around. Harden is doing a great job there with them. I think they won like 3 straight games, maybe even 4. Yeah, they won 3 straight by 4 straight games, 5 straight games actually, which is insane. 4 of these 5 came without Pavel. So without Pavel, there is even more like usage for Ivica Zubac.
There's our first official bet of the day. Ivica Zubac over 25.5 points plus rebounds. Minus 120 is available, but minus 125 is the widely available price that we will be using for official show tracking purposes. So that's a great way to start off the show, but great way to enjoy the NBA season is with the FanDuel Sportsbook, the presenting sponsor on the Board YouTube channel, because right now, FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is still wanting you to catch all the action. Right now, they're giving everyone 3 months of NBA League Pass, and all you have to do to access this amazing perk is place any $5 bet on the NBA. You can follow along your picks with your betting. You can follow along our picks from the show for your betting. You can watch them all live, sweat them all live, just add on to the enjoyment of the experience. On top of this, for a limited time, new customers get $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. So next time you have a feeling on what you expect from the game, you got a feeling on a spread, a player prop, bet it on FanDuel and watch your picks come to life live with League Pass. Visit FanDuel.com/board. FanDuel.com/BOARD. BOARD, the name of the channel to get 3 months of NBA League Pass, courtesy of FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Must be 21 plus and present in select states for Kansas affiliation with Kansas Star Casino or 18 plus and present in DC. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued with non-withdrawable bonus bet, which expires 7 days after receipt. After 3 months free trial, the full price of League Pass will be automatically charged monthly. Cancel anytime, no refunds. Terms, restrictions, and embargoes apply. The one password customers see terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelpline.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. Reminder, if you're enjoying the show, please do hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new as well, and we'll get to your questions a little bit later on in the show. So please make sure you send in those questions, send in your bets. We'll save them, and we'll react to them a little bit later on in the stream. But for now, me and Pips are going to go through the rest of the games on the slate here. We're going to go next to the Toronto Raptors game against the Detroit Pistons. Second time these two are in action this season. Detroit 5-point favorites at home. Pips, you mentioned pre-show you're interested in something in this game as well.
Yeah, we have similar type of bet as in the first game. We are betting Jacob over on points and rebounds in this one. Still also not available on FanDuel. It's at 7.5, but we are going to bet 26.5 over points and rebounds. Minus 120, minus 125 out there. Similar stuff to the Zubats one. Buy low on this actually. Barnes is back. I don't see him affecting much. Maybe a bit the rebounds, but still probably a guy that will find Jacob down there quite a lot. Just again, this guy scores most of his points in the paint. Somehow Pistons ranked as 12th, allowing 12th least points in the paint, but that's right around the average. And he already cooked them this season. He scored 25 points and had 18 rebounds. That's combined for 43 points and rebounds. I don't see much changing tonight. They should go down to him, feed him inside, and he should score a lot. Bigs did great against the Pistons. They are allowing fourth most pick and roll enrollment points. That's the most dominant way Jakob scores. When you look at the teams outside of top 10, maybe even like when you look at the teams who are outside of top 10 paint defense, maybe even like 12, we can see that he's averaging 33.5 points and rebounds. If you look at the other way around, like top 12, we can see that he struggled a lot. So it's heavily dependent on how teams defend pick and rolls and how they are against points in the paint. Great matchup. We saw like dominate again last night. Last night, yeah, he played. This is back to back, but I don't think his minutes will be affected. Last night he had 31 points and rebounds against the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's a way more difficult matchup than the one tonight. Like Cavaliers are probably the most difficult matchup, like top 3 most difficult matchup for bigs to score inside. and he had 12 points and 19 rebounds, 33 rebounding chances against the team that don't allow rebounds, and he did all that while being inefficient. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
5 and
do
12,
think
I think.
I think yeah, and Pistons and Jalen Duran, especially Jalen Duran, a bit of overrated defensive player. I think he's quite negative on defensive side. Defensive side, only thing people love from him is his rebounding, and he has a decent size. But defending pick and roll is not his strength, and that's where Jacob it should be in a good spot.
So
Also,
that's
just quick, if you take a look at the unders, 27, he still covered against the Wolves by one. Unders came against the Wolves for Bear, against the Bucks playing drop coverage and Lopez protecting the rim. That's difficult matchup. Clippers with Zubats down there, also great pick and roll defense, great size for a guy to defend the rim. Against the twice against the Kings. Sabonis is not great on defense, but they allowed the least rim attempts and scores inside. So another great difficult matchup. Then Wolves and Cleveland Cavaliers. So I would say all unders came against top five, most difficult matchup for him, and every other matchup he crushed the line. So yeah, this is a good spot for him.
So there's our second official bet of the day. Jakob Pertl over 26.5 points plus rebounds, minus 120 and minus 125 are available. And those two prices are both more than acceptable for you to tail. So let's get back to the FanDuel board here. Two official picks already. Let's keep going. Orlando up next on the road at the Charlotte Hornets. Spread here is 6.5 in favor of the road team Orlando Magic. Any matchups in this game that you're looking at?
Yeah, this one is tough. Uh, Looking at unders for the Hornets, can't do much. I like this looks like a okay. Lamelo Ball should be a difficult matchup against KCP and Suggs. But then we look, they already played this season, and Lamelo scored 35. He attempted 27 shots, which is absurd. But
Wow.
Lamelo, if we take a look at he's playing 30 plus minutes this season, averaged 32 and a half, 32.2 points, went over against tough defense of Cleveland Cavaliers, tough defense of Orlando Magic, two times against the Boston Celtics, against the Rockets. Yeah, I can't do it. Like this is very. He is absolutely great this season.
Yep.
Other than that, we don't have anyone up. We have Brandon Miller, who finally found his groove, scoring 29, 38, 32 last three games. He's in a tough matchup tonight, but Bridges is out. Grant Williams is out for the season.
Yeah.
I think Terrence Mann is out. So yeah, this is like they'll just be Miller and Lamelo shooting 30 times tonight. So can't bet unders. And of course, I don't like to bet overs against the best defense in the league. On the other side, we have Franz Wagner probably in decent matchup. As he last time they played Hornets, he scored 32 points without playing fourth quarter minutes. But I think they'll send doubles tonight. So I'm not betting that either. So nothing from this game.
All right. No worries. Let's keep it moving here. We'll go to the next game up. New Orleans on the road at the Pacers. New Orleans, 6.5 point underdogs in this one. This is a team that definitely could use some wins. They're 4-13, but we all know about the extensive injury list that they've had this season. That remains today. Even still, only 6.5 point underdogs on the road against the Pacers. They're also a team facing a lot of injuries, but it still kind of feels like the Pacers should win this game. How do you feel about this one?
I don't know. I
A lot
think
of injuries to
Pacers.
dissect.
Yeah, I think we have CJ McCollum listed as questionable. So Pelicans are, and
Yeah,
DeJounte Murray is moved to doubtful.
doubtful.
So they are trending back. So they are trending back. So they have a couple of players back. So it's like Trey Murphy is healthy and playing full minutes. Ingram is back. CJ McCollum could be back. Hawkins is back. So they do have some players back. Herb Jones, Alvarado, and Zion are out for
Hmm.
probably couple. Like this recent news said Zion could be out for the entire year. Uh,
Yeah,
so he won't
it's a
play.
sad one.
Yeah, until January, nothing until January, and that's in question as well. Herb Jones soon to be back, but overall we have questionable DeJounte, CJ McCollum. So tough to do something there. I do like Brandon Ingram over, but it's really weird because the lines are 22 and a half, like minus 140s, and then we have a 23 and a half, which is the mode line. But I think I still want to bet his overs in this one.
Okay.
I'm just trying to find a way to do it. What's the best way to do it? Maybe 20 plus with something else on FanDuel. I need to open FanDuel. Let's see something.
All right. Let's cook.
Yeah, I think like 20 should be no issues for him, but difficult to find something on the other side because I don't know what's the defense for the.
Let's see. Points with rebounds, minus 122 for Ingram at 28.5. Look at his points plus assists. Over 29.5, minus 115. Don't usually like to go points and assists here. PRA line, 35.5, minus 113 so far. But I have the 20 plus points queued up here.
Just a second, I'll just check something.
No
I'm
problem.
looking for Pacers player to go over his line, but
Yeah, no problem. Take your time here. Anybody watching here, while we have a little bit of a break, please make sure you've hit that like button on the stream if you have not done so already. Put in the work 5 days a week for the content here. Content comes at you completely for free. All we ask in return, you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, you can subscribe as well.
we'll do Benedict Maturin 15 plus points.
All right. Ben Mathurin,
Uh,
15 plus,
yeah, I just
brings
like
us
the transition
minus
scoring
106.
for him in this one. Yeah, that's official, third official bet.
Okay. Let's hear the handicap.
Yeah. So first off, I'll start with Maturin. Whenever he played 30 plus minutes this season, and he playing heavy minutes. Last game 39 minutes. He scored 16 plus in all 11 games when he gets 30 minutes. So, but we need 15. So he scored 30, 15 plus in 30 points against the Boston, 38 against the Knicks, 23 against Orlando, 21 against Miami Heat, who prevents rim and drives. Bucks prevent rim. So all difficult matchups, he still ended up scoring well over this line. 19 against the Pelicans this season in a game where they were healthy. Now they miss so many players, and he should play way more minutes. As we can see, he scores most of his points in transition, and Pelicans allow third most transition points. He scored most of his points at the rim, and we can see Pelicans allow second most at the rim. Wings are scoring 35% of points over their lines against the Pelicans, so they are like leaking points to the Wings this entire season. So this is a great matchup for Maturin. And on the other side, we have Brandon Ingram, 20 plus points. Let's just do when he's playing without Zion and playing without Zion against teams outside of top 6 in defensive rating. We can see, let's say 8. We can see that he scored 24 plus. He had really tough matchups. Like he when he's playing against top 8 defensive teams, he averaged 16 points. Like 11 against the Orlando, 18 against the Thunder. Golden State doubled him. Dallas doubled him. But when he's playing with bottom defenses, he 6 overs on 24 and 24 plus points in all 6 games. Crashed the line against the Bulls, against the Hawks, and Pacers are similar matchup, I would say, and he scored 26 against Pacers with Zion playing. So without him, I mean, he played with Zion and ended up shooting 25 times. If you take a look at the last season against the Pacers, uh, he had 30 and 34. Pacers are just a funnel for ball dominant scorers,
Yeah, big
and
time.
Brandon definitely falls in that category. So yeah, I like both of these bets, and yeah, this is a great spot I mean, we can look at further, but I don't think we should. He scores most of his points as pick and roll ball handler. They are dead last. Second most free throws. They are dead last. He scores a ton of points in the paint. They are dead last. So everywhere you look
Yep.
against the Pacers defense is just looking absolutely great to bet any overs.
Yep. We talked about it last week. I don't think you're able to find the exact spot you wanted to take advantage of this, but Pacers playing against guys who handle the ball a lot, absolutely the spot to be here. So good
I
spot for us
think
to
I I,
take.
I I think I looked into every like ball dominant score, and I think the overs
Yeah.
have like 93%, and it's continuing. Last night, Brogdon went over, so it continued as well. So like every game, just bet. I I, I will actually say like this is not even the line like dependent. Like 23 and a half for Ingram is still like a good bet over. Like without a question. But I take 20 plus with Maturin, who is also in a great matchup. I think it becomes better. So I siding with that, but feel free to bet over 23 and a half at minus 102, minus 105 as well.
And Michael's asking, would you take straight up 22.5 minus 120? So the answer would be a yes on that one.
Yeah,
Um,
this will be like official bet for sure if you have it. Uh, it's just a great spot to be in.
Great spot.
Also, if they ruled CJ out, this
Even
line will
better.
go to 24 and a half. If they roll him in, it probably drop back to 22 and a half, and I'll take it. I don't care that CJ is playing. He'll be on minute restriction, and honestly, they will stagger their minutes, and see Ingram will cook.
So keep that in mind later in the day if you're going to be watching or watching the show a little bit later on in the day. If it does move based on the CJ injury, if CJ is playing, it's still fine to take. Let's
Yeah,
go to the
we
next game.
also I think we
Go
had
ahead.
Ingram under on Friday. Yeah, so they had 24 and a half against the Golden State
Yeah,
Warriors,
yeah, yeah,
which
yeah.
is
We did.
which is one of the best teams, defensive teams in the league, and now they had 22 and a half against the Pacers. That makes zero sense.
Yeah, you're right.
Insane.
You're right.
Yeah.
We actually got it at 24 and a half. It closed at 22 and a half against the Warriors, and he finished with 18. So it was and it took him a while to even get going. So it was a relatively sweat-free
They
bet there.
doubled. They put Draymond Green on, I think, on someone. I don't know, like uh, I don't know. They put Draymond Green on non-shooter and doubled Ingram every time he touched the ball. So he couldn't score even if he wanted. Like it was such a difficult spot.
Let's move to the next game here. We got Dallas Mavericks against the Atlanta Hawks. Always an interesting one when you've got the Dallas and Hawks playing because you have Trae Young on one side, Luka Doncic on the other side. Just I think make sure they're both playing. Luka Doncic expecting he's not going to be back, so he won't get the
Yeah.
return of Doncic here. Hence why the Hawks are favored in this one by 3 at home. So we don't get that, but we do get Trae Young in action. We'll go over to you, Pips. You seem to like betting with Hawks games. Is that going to continue here?
Yes. We'll bet Capella under 13 and a half points and assists. Minus 120, minus 125 out there. Uh,
Sorry, was
it's
that
not on
point? Sorry, it was
FanDuel.
points and assists.
Yeah, I don't think it's up on the. Yeah, they don't have
Not up.
anyone for this game, but it's up on a lot of
Yeah,
spots.
let me look
I, I,
around.
I I waited for FanDuel to open, but they didn't. I don't know why. I don't know who
Yep.
is even questionable for this game. They usually don't open when someone is questionable, but probably because it's back to back for the Dallas. So they don't know. Like back to backs usually have some weird rules out stuff, but no one is questionable for this game, which is interesting.
No problem. So Clint Capella under 13.5 points plus assists, minus 120 out there. It's the same as before. Minus 20 is out there. Minus 125 is a very widely available option here. Let's hand over to you, Pips. What do you like about Capella here? I think we had an over last week on him, but going the under today.
We had him on big Sangha parlay, I
Yes,
think.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, moving from best matchup in the league to the one of the worst, I will say. We take a look at he is not playing 29 minutes tonight. That's just out of question. But when he's playing teams that are good pick and roll defense, uh, not even good, that are not terrible pick and roll defense, he's under this line. Like if you exclude only bottom four pick and roll man defense, he's under this line in 8 out of the 9 games, average 9.3 points and assists. As we look at the Dallas, they are 12th, ranked 12th pick and roll man defense, but they are third best against putbacks and fourth best against transition. So that's a really tough matchup for Capella. Also, he scores all of his points at the rim, almost like 80% of the points. Dallas is ranked 9th against rim scoring. They have Lively, they have Gafford. Lively probably matched up as he starts with Capella. Lively is super long, and he is actually great against against lobs and stuff like that. Like he has huge size to contest. It's difficult to throw a lob against his size. That will make life difficult for Capella. That's how he scores. Uh, yeah, so that's it. Like Gobert had 7 points, and he's like similar to Capella on offense. So I really like this spot to bet under on Clint Capella. Also, I could see Okongu is playing, so the most Capella gets is 26 minutes, and I could see them going with Jalen Johnson at the 5. Probably okay to do it when Gafford is in there to improve their offense. So yeah, I think this is a good spot for to bet Anderson Capella. It's like same with Ingram and Capella. This is probably like my approach most of the time: sell high and buy low. On Capella, he had a great matchup last couple of games. I'll show you. He was playing against Bulls, best matchup in the leagues. He had 24, and now he played very tough matchup. So you probably have a line too high for him because the good matchup boosted his line. So now we are selling high, and because if they weren't playing against the Bulls last game, this line probably like 11.5. So good stuff to sell high. Ingram played Golden State Warriors. The sharp bettors move his lines from 25.5 to 22.5. So now he opens 22.5 against the Pacers. So it's time to buy low and bet over. Like matchup wise, always like monitor. Like when players are playing from great to terrible matchup like Capella, or when players are playing against difficult matchup and then moving to play against easy matchup. Always great stuff too. Bookies are like they just saw like Ingram closed at 22.5 last game. So they go and open him at 22.5. Capella closed last game, I think 13.5 points and assists. So now they open it at 13.5 points and assists.
All right, so there we go. Our fourth official bet of the day. A lot of picks coming at you today. Remember to hit that like button. Rypro asks, does the high point total scare you? This one obviously doesn't scare you because you made an official bet, but there is a high point total in the game. Was that any concern at all for this bet here?
I don't even look at it, honestly.
doesn't matter towards the bet, you'd say?
Yeah, Hawks have like you look at for Capella, as I said, when we look at his games, so he was under like in this against the Golden State, the total was high. Against the Portland, the total was high. Against the Hornets, total was high. Against the Nets, total was high. Like every single game of these games had high total for points. and he's still under. So I don't think it matters. It's the matchup wise, minutes wise. So I don't care about the points total,
Fair enough.
especially
Completely
when
fair.
Dallas is on back to back. Yeah, I don't. I think this pace would only be slower.
Completely fair enough. Let's go to the next game up here. How many games we got left? We got four more games to go through here. We'll go to the Portland Trailblazers now. They're away at the Memphis Grizzlies with a spread of 10.5 in favor of those Grizzlies. 4 official picks in. Are we going to make it 5 in this game?
Nope. No bet here. We have Ja Morant questionable, and that changes everything. Uh, Also, Klingon is out, and now they have Robert Williams, Time Lord at 5 for the Portland. Can't bet the overs with him out there, like tough. Also, can't bet the overs for the Portland Trailblazers because uh, Memphis has great defense. So yeah, not much to do on this game, especially with Ja Morant questionable. If he is in, completely different game if he is out.
Fair enough. We'll move to the next game then. We got a lot of games to go through, so no need to spend extra time unnecessarily. The Knicks away at the Nuggets should be an interesting game here. The Nuggets are favored by 4 points. And as much as the Nuggets haven't looked fantastic, this team is doing decently well. They're 9-6 on the season, maintaining a great degree of competitiveness. The Knicks are starting to find their feet a little bit more. They're 9-7 on the season. How do you see this game going down? Interesting matchups here.
I don't know. I don't think Knicks are playing way below what they should play with the team they have. They lost to the Jazz, which is absurd. For I think the spread it was like 6, 7, 8 points, and they lost to the Jazz. They lost by 15. They were nowhere to be found on this game. Towns is questionable tonight. I would say the team that's catching the groove is actually uh, Denver Nuggets. Uh, they won like 6 out of the last 7.
Yep.
They completely destroyed Lakers in the last game.
Yeah,
Nikola Jokic is
they own
looking.
the Lakers. It's
Nikola
ridiculous.
Jokic had a 12-day break, and that's scary when you have a 12-day break for Nikola Jokic. Obviously, he was probably drunk like 8 out of these 12 days, but still, he looked tremendous in the comeback against the Dallas and against the Lakers. I don't know what's happening with AD when he plays Jokic, but he turns to shit. He had the worst game of the season by far against the Denver. Uh, just I think for this game, Denver is 4 point favorite, which is
Yep.
I would say I didn't expect that high. But they are a
I mean,
better team right
it's
now.
Denver at home. I think on a neutral, on a neutral, would Denver be favored? We'd probably be close to a pick 'em, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably because Towns is questionable for this game. I think that's
Okay.
probably 1.5 at least points on the spread with Towns being
Okay.
questionable. Not because Towns is great. I mean, he is, but it's because the value of substitution player is absolutely garbage.
Yes.
Is there is no
Yes.
Towns, we have teams against Jokic, and that's probably 10 point spread for this game.
Yep.
Honestly, like imagine Jericho Sims defending Jokic for 40 minutes.
No,
That's
no, I'm
absurd.
with you. I'm with you there. I'm with you there completely.
Yeah. So
They're
yeah,
not deep in that position.
yeah, that's I don't know what the team's going to decide. Like even with Towns, are they going to double Jokic? If they decide to do it, they are in big time trouble. I don't know if they can defend the team with sending doubles to Jokic. They have so many issues on defensive end. Knicks are 22nd ranked for defensive rating. They struggle a lot. I don't know, rough, rough spot for the Knicks. But especially talent is not ready for this one. The Denver, as usual, have problems with Jamal Murray being absolute garbage.
Well,
Like, yeah, he sucks, man. Like,
he's injured, which I'll spare him a little bit, but he's been very poor.
I don't
Yes.
think he is. Like, I don't think he is now. I don't think he's injured. I mean, I said like the game when he came back from the injury against the Heat, he looked completely healthy. He just sucked. I would say like, what's the easiest position to be in this league?
You're the pick and roll partner with Nikola
Yo,
Jokic.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So like, and
All
he's
right.
struggling a ton. I think like they probably can name 15 other guards that can do way better playing with Nikola Jokic. The games
All right.
without Nikola Jokic really showed us that he like the games against the Memphis and Pelicans, they were terrible, and Jamal Murray was terrible. He couldn't do shit, honestly. Like it was difficult to watch. I
I,
know he's
I
Canadian and you're a guy and
well,
all
no.
that.
I it
Yeah.
just my thoughts here are we had some very negative conversations around Darius Garland last season when it turned out when he's healthy he's like a borderline or above all-star caliber player. So I don't want to dig in too deep on somebody coming off from injuries who didn't get rest in the offseason. I agree he's been very bad, but he hasn't rest in the offseason because he's at the Olympics and he's been injured. So he's been bad. You're right. And they need him to be better.
I mean, he was bad the entire last season. So I mean,
Fair
not bad,
enough.
but not this bad, but wasn't great.
Yeah, you know what?
Considering he's
Fair
playing with
enough.
Nikola Jokic. Yeah,
And his job should be easier than
yeah.
anybody
I
else's
think
because he plays with
I
Nikola
don't think
Jokic.
I think most people can't even imagine how much space he has because he's playing with Nikola Jokic. Like that's tough to like add to equation
Yeah,
for the Malmö. But overall, no bets for this game.
no bets for this game. A long way of saying it's a complicated one. No bets. I
Yeah.
feel like this is another tough one for betting. Golden State at home against the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets have been, I'll say, better than expected this season, but they're 12.5 underdogs here against the Warriors, who have been great this season, putting up great numbers. Any way to handicap this one from a betting perspective?
This also has Cam Thomas and Dennis Schroeder questionable tags, which is half the team for the Nets.
Hmm.
If any of them can play, this is probably a blowout. So yeah, no bets here. Like the spread is 12.5, and if one of them is out, it's rough. So no bets for this one.
No bets for this one.
Maybe I don't know. Like I'm looking at Cam Thomas, but if Schroeder is out, it's all down to him to score, and he scored 34 last game. Let me check some when he's playing great defense. It
Hmm.
does not change. Yeah, like that guy, this dude, like, oh, maybe there is something there. Just a second.
Okay. Maybe.
Maybe. So this is a huge correlation with pick and roll handlers. So when I look at the season on Cam Thomas, when he's playing bottom 10 teams in as a pick and roll ball handlers, he's over in 6 of 9, average 27.6 points. But when he's playing teams outside of this, under in 5 of 7 and only 21.3 points, he is questionable. I don't know what's the tag for questionable. He's questionable and back injury, which if it's true, back injuries are probably the worst
Hmm.
to deal with. They are away at Golden State Warriors. Interesting one. Let me just see last season when he played Golden State, 41. Oh, that's that's absurd.
Hmm.
Then had oh yeah, last season we bet him. Do you remember it? Last season we bet him over the Golden State Warriors, and he scored 18 points, shooting 4 from 21. I don't know
Trying
if
to
you
think.
remember it. Yeah, we had him at 23 over, and he scored
Yeah.
18 points, shooting 4 from 21.
Yes. Yes. Now I remember. I remember.
Yeah, but last season Golden State Warriors were terrible against their defense wasn't even close to being this good. This
Mhm.
season they are absolutely great. Let me just check some similar players. Shea scored 24. J Dub scored 20. Let me just check. Trae Young with only 12. Harden only 12 points. Kyrie 21. Mitchell 12. Yeah, they do lock everyone up. Maybe this is a spot to bet. I see it's difficult because the lines are just there are two 22s and 24s out there. So let me just check numbers. 23 maybe under on points and rebounds, which is 27 and a half out there. 27 and a half points and rebounds should be the under.
27.5 points plus rebounds. You want to play the under?
I think I do, yeah.
All
Because
right.
yeah, that's official bet. 27 points and rebounds under. It's widely available, minus 110, I think.
Okay. I'll
So
just look around
he is
here.
back to back this season on back to backs under in all 3 games. Now, possible injury on back to back, which is difficult. When he plays less than 35 minutes, he is under in 7 out of the 9. And when we take a look against the, as I said, great pick and roll ball handler defense, he's under in 5 out of the 7, average only 24.3 points and rebounds. Yeah, I don't think that's like a great bet. Yeah, I think we should, yeah, that's official bet.
Okay.
Overall, like we can see, like Golden State Warrior ranked third against pick and roll ball handlers. I know Draymond will like send doubles, and this is potential blowout, so you want to bet unders in a potential blowout games.
So Cam Thomas under 27.5 points plus
And
rebounds.
Rebound.
I'm seeing minus 110 available for this one as I just try to get it up for you guys in the chat. Question from Badger Boy. Would you take the under 24.5 points at minus 125, or would you stick with the
Yes,
points plus rebounds?
I prefer under 24.5 points, but it's not
Okay.
widely available. So that's why I went to do this,
Okay.
because if you look at his rebounds, look this, like when I think this was without Claxton.
Mhm.
Just a second. So last 10 games with Claxton, he averaged 2.7 rebounds, and I don't think yeah, overall, I don't think he is rebounding. So I think he'll probably have 2 or 3 rebounds. So we have 27 and a half. If he scores 24 points and 3 rebounds, he's still under. If he gets 4, he's still under with 23 points. So I think I prefer under 24 and a half points, but this is a good way because this is widely available and 24 is not widely available.
All right. So if you have access to 24.5, minus 125 or better, that is the preferred play. If not, under 27.5, minus 110 is also available for you to take on, and that will be the official play for the show. So a surprise 5th pick coming in there, but we do have one more game to go through here. So could there be a 6th pick? We shall
That will be
see.
a record for the show, but yeah.
In this game, we have the Thunder taking on the Sacramento Kings. The Kings are 4.5-point underdogs at home. The Kings falling a little bit off the rails as of late. They are down to 8-9 on the season. They've lost 3 in a row, blown out by the Clippers, a loss to the Hawks, and a loss to the Brooklyn Nets. So tough run of games here for the Kings. Pips, this is your opportunity to not necessarily
Talk
victory
shit on
lap.
Kings.
Yeah.
Talk shit on Kings.
It's your chance to shit on the Kings.
Yeah, they suck. This absolutely garbage. As I said before the season, we bet the under. It looks fucking unbelievable right now. They're losing to teams that suck. They lost to the Nets. They were 10 points favorite. They lost. They lost to the Clippers. They went 6.5 favorites. They lost. They were blown out. They lost to the Hawks. Barely won against the Jazz. Lost to the Wolves. So lost they 4 out of the last 5. They just look terrible. Sabonis, DeRozan, Fox doesn't look well. I actually think they are better. They look better without DeRozan in the game against the Jazz, because it was like, okay, De'Aaron, it's your team. You do the work. He scored 49. Game before he scored 60. I think DeRozan is just taking away a game from the De'Aaron Fox. I don't think they did. I think they didn't improve with adding DeRozan. Their defense just got worse. They have much more to cover. Most of the wings, T&D wings, will do better for the Kings than with DeRozan. That just doesn't work well. The 3-point volume is down because they have DeRozan, who doesn't want to shoot threes. Overall, hate Kings.
Yeah, you've been down on the Kings. You were down the preseason. You were down on them during the season, even when they were winning games. It's tough go of things here, and a tough one tonight against the Thunder. Last game before we get to the questions from the chat. Is there anything you're looking at to bet in this game?
So very interesting one. The Aaron Fox opened 27.5. He's at 24.5 now. Everyone is buying into the crazy good Thunder defense on pick and roll handlers.
Right.
DeMar DeRozan also dropped already. I'll just check one line for Sabonis. It moved. I liked Sabonis over 18.5 rebounds and assists. I think we can do. I'll check if we can do any like same game parlays in this one, because I like some stuff. I like some spots.
Yeah.
I like Keegan Murray. I like Sabonis to have rebounds in this one, but we'll see how it turns out on the price wise. I'll do Sabonis 4+ assists, 12+ rebounds, with Keegan Murray 10+ points, and I think on the other side we could see Shea putting up assists, and J-Dub putting up assists. 3-7-2. I was just putting like open it. I opened FanDuel and was putting up the numbers in.
Okay.
Let me just check something else.
Maybe a 6-bet coming. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Just we'll for sure do Keegan Murray 10+ points, Domantas Sabonis 12+ rebounds, Sabonis 4+ assists so far. I'm just checking.
Sorry, what was the second one there? It was Murray 10+ points. Then what?
Sabonis 12+ rebounds, 4+ assists.
Okay. Got you. And so we've got 3 legs so far. We got plus 111 so far on this one.
Yeah, let's do Shea 6+ assists.
Okay. Shea 6+ assists. We're at plus 248.
And let's do
one more.
Yeah, we need one more for this one. Let me just find the one. Let's do J-Dub 4+ assists.
All right, and it jumped up on us a little bit here, which is good. J-Dub adding on with the 4+ assists brings us to plus 348 odds. There we go. I can fit it all on screen there.
Plus 384.
Plus 384 for this one.
Yeah.
On FanDuel. That's a big SGP. That is an official bet on the show.
Yeah.
Half unit half unit
Uh,
for show tracking.
this one is pretty simple. Keegan Murray will score because they'll put two against both Fox and uh, they'll put two on the ball against both Demar and Fox, just opening up the space for Keegan. And Millen. He played big minutes this season. He crossed this line. We can see that he was over in 12 out of the 15. Stayed under some difficult matchups. Then we go to the Sabonis rebounding wise. Then Thunder are the smallest team in the league. They allow the most rebounds in the league. Just yeah, so when you look at the teams that are outside top five, maybe even some more in rebounding, we can see that outside top nine in rebounding, Sabonis had 12 plus in 8 out of 10, averaging 13.8. Last season, when we look at the games against the Thunder, he had 13, 16, 11, 13. Just a great matchup for rebounds overall. Uh, Everyone crashed the lines against them on rebounding side because, as I said, they're playing J-Dub at 5. Maybe do start Hartenstein tonight, but they don't play him heavy minutes. Sabonis will still have huge minutes against smaller guys, so big time night for him. On assist wise, last season average 9.8 assists against the Thunder, 13, 7, 14, and 5 in the last one, but that 5 game came on 16 potential assists. So he had huge number of potential assists in every single game. And this season we saw Jokic 16 and 13 assists against the Thunder. Even Şengün had 6 in a blowout loss. So great spot for assist as well. And the last part of the bet is Shea and J-Dub assist. They'll put two on the ball probably, which will create the Thunder. The Kings allow the most spot ups in the league. They have targets to kick out, and yeah, I like it for both J-Dub and Shea in this matchup for the assist. I didn't even check the last season, but you can see last season 5, 9, 7, 4. I remember that I have one bet on J-Dub for the assist. They also put two on the ball against him, so he stayed under. Yeah, I just like this matchup for kickouts, for spot up threes, and maybe some cuts for Shea and J-Dub because they don't have. They can put probably Keegan Murray on J-Dub. That's okay, single matchup, but they don't have anyone to put on Shea to defend him, so they'll need to set doubles, and then it's a assist game.
There we go. Big SGP here. Keegan Murray, 10 plus points. Domantas Sabonis, 12 plus rebounds and 4 plus assists. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 6 plus assists. J-Dub, 4 plus assists. That got us a 384 odds on FanDuel. That was the big SGP and a record 6th official pick on the show today. If you guys are tailing any or all the bets, please make sure you do hit that like button, support the show. A lot of work from Pips today, so we'd very much appreciate the support. Let's jump into the chat here. We'll do a few, not as much as normal because it's Monday and I need to get to the office after this. But Boris early on asked about Brandon Miller under on points. This was somebody you brought up Brandon Miller a couple times, but under 24.5, is that something you can consider here?
Yes, 24 is a bit rough for Orlando Magic matchup. Even though if he has a good usage, which I don't think is in question, I think poor shooting is probably more expected than not. I think last game against the Magic, he get 3 out of 18, something like that. Yeah, difficult matchup. They can throw a lot of bodies on him. Suggs, KCP, Anthony Black, all really difficult match. Gary Harris, they have an unbelievable amount of uh, all defense kind of defenders out there.
Yep. Fair enough. Let's go to the second one here. We have Justin asking about thoughts on Brunson over 36.5 PRA at minus 128 from the Denver matchup.
I like Brunson over assist. I don't like his over on points at all. Denver are playing hedge on the pick and rolls. They are on the level. preventing him to get to his mid-range spot, preventing the pull-up three. He will score in isolations only, and when they send two on the ball, he will have assist targets, but I don't like his points. So the point part of PRAs I don't like.
All right. That will. I mean, unless I missed them, and that's all we got for now. I'll leave an opportunity for anybody else in the chat to put in one or two final questions here. Okay, here we go. Ivan put in Jaylen Brown 24.5 points under at -125. That was in the Celtics game against who were they playing? The Clippers, the first game we went through.
So he's back for injury recently, and now I'm back to back, which is a spot I usually like for the unders. That's a positive side. Another positive side is that he started last game 5 from 5 from 3 and then barely covered. He had 29 points, but he started 5 for 5 from 3. Like he scored 15 points in first 4 minutes. In the next 32 minutes, he scored 14 points. I think this was just a huge variance on threes. He was 7 from 10 from 3, while being 30% from 3 this season. So if he scores 2 less threes, he's under, which will still be above average for him. Clippers are a difficult matchup for him. Like they are top 10 in almost every category to defend him. They play slow pace, which is he scores a lot in transition. They have probably like I don't know who they put on him. Probably Chris Dunn. One of the most difficult matchups for out there in the league. Derrick Jones Jr. probably on Tatum. So this is a game. This is good under. Good under.
All right. Decent
The
spot
spread
there.
is 10 also, the spread is 10.5. Could be a blowout, but I doubt back to back.
All right, two more. These are the last two. Any more that come in, unfortunately, we'll not be able to get to. Byron, Hodge asked about Daniel Gafford over 9.5 points. Apparently, he has hit this in the last 10 games he's played. Is that true? We go to Prop Madness to find out.
Yes.
It is true.
Over the line 10 straight. Minutes are up and down. Last game 21, game prior 27. Lately, when he gets in foul trouble, the minutes increase for Daniel Gafford. 10 straight overs is not usually easy to find on the line. I would say the matchup, while the total for the game looks great, the matchup is kind of average as the Hawks allow everything besides the paint. They are allowing 8 least points in the paint. They leak points to threes, but they like defend well, pick and roll man, defend rim well. They collapse inside like on everything. No easy basket for them. If you score threes, you are good. But we can see like the bigs against them. Not many of them were like running down guys, but you can see Nick Richards early in the season scored 12 points, who is probably the only running down guy. The thing is, Gafford is playing from the bench, and that's probably better against Okongwu than Capella. Okongwu kind of get lost a couple of times during the game on the defensive side. Positioning is questionable. I lean over, but not on something official, but I do lean over on Gafford on points, even though it's not an easy matchup.
All right. One more. BRB asked about Sabonis over 35.5 PRA. He featured twice in the big SGP, so I'm guessing you like Sabonis markets in this one here.
Points are rough, but rebounds and assists, great matchup. So I think this line looks low for Sabonis. Honest. I think they just put it too low because they defend pick and rolls well. They won't let him score there, but still putbacks, some cuts should be available when they put 2 on the ball against Fox and DeRozan. So I do think this should be covered for Sabonis.
All right, that will do it for the show questions. That'll do it for the show. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in today. We very much appreciate the support. It was 4 straight winning days on the show to end last week, and we're a profitable day. If we profit half a unit, we're back into the green on the season with plenty more of this season as a runway for more success. And we're putting the record to the test today because it is a record on the show. 6 official picks. It is the 3rd season we were doing this show. We have never had 6 official picks on the show, but we've been doing longer shows this season, longer content this season, which gives us opportunity for things just like this. Here's the official picks recap. It's a bit of a mouthful, so bear with me. Early on in the show, we had in the Clippers-Celtics game, Ivica Zubac, the Godfather, over 25.5 points plus rebounds. We're taking it minus 125 or better. In the next one, same bet, but for Jakob Poeltl as the Raptors take on the Pistons. Over 26.5 points plus rebounds. Minus 120 and minus 125. We're out there. We're tracking this one at minus 120, but minus 125 is fine to take. Next up, Brandon Ingram, 20-plus points. Ben Mathurin, 15-plus points. We took that SGP for minus 106 odds at FanDuel in the Pelicans-Pacers game. Dallas taking on Atlanta. We're going Clint Capella under 13.5 points plus assists, minus 125, widely available. If you can find better, which was out there, even better to take, of course. 5th bet, Brooklyn at Golden State. Cam Thomas under 27.5 points plus rebounds. That's minus 110 or better. That's 3 points plus rebounds bets we're going with here. And then the final bet, the big SGP. We're tracking, I didn't write it here, but it's half unit, as all big SGPs are on the show. You can bet whatever you want. We track it at half a unit. OKC at Sacramento. Keegan Murray, 10-plus points. Domantas Sabonis, 12-plus rebounds and 4-plus assists. SGA, 6-plus assists. And J-Dub, 4-plus assists. That's plus 384 odds on FanDuel. That'll do it. Bit of a mouthful. More of a mouthful than the FanDuel disclaimer, but we got through it. Good time to end off the show. Drop a like before you head out, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the show. Me and Pips, as always, are back here tomorrow. Same time, same place. 5 games to break down on Pick and Roll presented by FanDuel. We'll see you then.